administrative amendment or you go to civil, your right is not taken away. This is a summary remedy of deemed conveyance. You file a suit in civil court against the developer and to ask for a conveyance. You can't go under deemed conveyance. Now, registered document versus unregistered document. Obviously, the document is registered to the precedent where the registration is required. Or every document of the kind mentioned in certain under section 17 and A and B of 18, if duly registered, takes effect as regards property comprised therein against every unregistered document relating to the same property. Now take for example, if a deed of gift of immovable property is executed by A in favor of B, but is not registered. Subsequently, A executes a deed of conveyance in favor of C in respect of the same property and registers it. Then the immovable property will be transferred to C because the first transfer of gift was not registered. Now there is also a concept of relation back, that if you execute on say 5th January a document and you register on say 30th March, once you register it, you relate back to the 5th January. So its vesting is from that day. But there is a Gujarat judgment again, which said that it will not apply because there the facts were so bad that transaction was virtually backdated and the financier was changing and they wanted to say that it had happened in the previous financial year. So there the court took the view it doesn't apply. But there is a Supreme Court judgment also of the relation back. Then under section 53A, there is a concept of part performance. See, look, if a person who is the buyer of a property, he has paid part consideration or full consideration and is in possession in part performance of that, then he cannot be thrown out. It's as we call in law that it's not perfecting his title, but it's not a sword, but it's a shield for him. But there also there is an amendment on Registration Act that to claim part performance, the document must be registered. Now, on one or two aspect, let me say, time for registration, the document must be registered within 4 months of its execution, or in the next 4 months on payment of penalty. Thereafter, there is no provision for registering a document. So either you have to cancel that document and do a new document. You used to do earlier, and we keep doing that. We do a deed of confirmation, where deed of confirmation is again signed by both the parties, the vendor and the purchaser. In between, people started doing unilaterally because the builder is not coming forward. What do I do? So I make a unilateral declaration that I have purchased this. Here's the document. I go and register it. 3 years back, they have come out with a circular. Such unilateral we will not accept unless both parties come and do a deed of confirmation. Now, deed of confirmation. The other problem is that the stamp of the registration office is now following the practice of putting a stamp on the annexure not registered. So this is a problem. Government must find a solution. The legislature must amend the law.
It has strong effect in the income tax.
Sorry?
Deed of confirmation and
yeah.
the whole document registration. Recently, the income tax amendment deeming provision of the market. This deed of confirmation is still prevailing or it's completely absent?
No, deed of confirmation, they first said will not register. Then they clarified, no, we didn't mean to do away with deed of confirmation, but it can't be unilaterally. So if I have sold a property to you, we both should execute deed of confirmation. If you go and file yourself or just a declaration, they won't accept for registration.
Both the parties come?
Both the parties come, they are accepting it. But again, they will put a stamp, annexure not registered. So what is the meaning of it? Now, by deed of confirmation, you have put third party to notice that I have sold property to you, you have purchased the property, you are the owner, it is put to notice. But in law, has the title vested in you or not?
Sir, so in this deed of confirmation, any additional stamp duty would be given?
Really, yes, because they would say that if you are coming today and deed of confirmation you are annexing and you are annexing the document, then you pay the difference of the conveyance. Now the moment they do that, then they must not put a stamp on that the annexure not. Then it's inconsistency. Now, contract for sale of import property does not require registration. So, if I enter into agreement for sale of property with you, it doesn't require registration. However, in Gujarat, there are state amendments, so one is to look at that. Gujarat says that you must register the document. Now, under MOFA, there is a provision under Section 4 that the agreement with the developer must be registered. And it was salutary provision to protect the purchasers. But there are some unregistered documents in those days all going on. And Bombay High Court unfortunately held that if the document is not registered, if not apart from prosecution of the developer, the document is not valid in law. Now that created a big problem for the flat purchasers. Luckily, Maharashtra government came out with an ordinance introduced Section 4A and virtually recognized even the unregistered document, and you can use an evidence for enforcing your right. The Section 4A is still there under MOFA. Then under Section 55, of course, this is not related to the development property. There is a provision for registration of even live-in license agreement. Although under Registration Act it is not required, it is compulsory under the Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Person who can present documentation for registration is the person who is executed the document. Now here there is one issue that a power of attorney holder can also go and present for registration. You will find there is a lot of confusion sometimes. The sub-register also all harass you. I give power of attorney to my friend A and tell him that you sell my property in Pune. So if he goes and signs the document and presents for registration, that power of attorney, if I have done before a notary in Mumbai, is perfectly valid under law. I don't have to go to sub-register in Mumbai. But if I tell him that I am signing a document in Mumbai, you go and admit execution of my behalf before the document is for Pune property, it is to be registered there. Such a power if I am giving, then such a power I must get it authenticated by the sub-register in Mumbai where I reside. But in practical terms, it's not working. If I tell my friend that you sign a document and you admit execution, the Pune sub-register will say, power of attorney not authenticated, I will not accept it. These are practical problems. They are wrong in law. Thank you very much.
Learned speaker has led the session in very soft and masterly manner. He also referred the nuances, differences, and registration practice in very subtle manner that we all have to live with in a very tolerant manner and extremely tolerant citizens of this country. I request the co-named holder, Pratik Kapadia, Secretary of the PMC, please present word of mouth, and then we move for lunch for 45 minutes.